coaching corner discussion is on a little story that I love to share in pretty much any of my speaking engagements because it's so applicable to anybody in any stage of a journey, because we are all on different kinds of journeys. It is the story of the farmer and the fence posts. So a farmer has a ton of property that he now needs to go put a fence around. And he takes his son, and all summer long, they dig fence posts. And I don't know holes. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen the diggers. You have to shove them down, pull them out, lift them up, drop them over, and then release them. And that digger that digs down that fence post hole will release the dirt. Okay. And they are a pain in the rear to use. I remember one time needing to help my dad growing up with one of those, and I didn't make it very far, maybe like this far into the ground, but you're supposed to dig really far down. So you can go look up a fence post hole digger and actually look at what they look like. I'm sure there's something mechanized now to use, but this farmer didn't have that. He just had hard labor. And so he and his son went and dug fence post holes and placed their fence posts all summer long. And when you are doing that, you've got to make sure that they are upright and straight so that you don't have any sort of weak spots where your cattle can get out of the fields that they are grazing in. So, and off your property. And so as they go along, the summer comes to a close and the son is very discouraged because all he can see is how far they have left to go to make it back to the beginning of the fence that they had started to place. And he sat down and he was so discouraged at how far he still had left to go. The farmer, being wizened in years and work, helped his son stand up, and he turned his son around and he said, "But look at all the fence posts we have placed thus far." And the son looked out and realized that they had been making a lot of progress, that it wasn't about completion, but it was about one post after another. Super mundane work, not easy to do. But plodding along day after day gave them a certain amount of progress that they were proud of when they turned around and looked. So in your everyday life, we don't dig fence posts, holes very often anymore, but there are a lot of things that we do every single day that we do not take the time to turn around and look back at those. So my challenge for you today is to take a moment tonight and write down some of your fence posts for the day. Sometimes my fence posts look like I got up, got my kids out of bed, or I got them fed, got them sent off. Someday my fence posts look like I showed up for a meeting that I wasn't prepared for as much as I wanted to be and still gave it my all. Sometimes fence posts might look like apologies in relationships. Sometimes fence posts might look amazing, like winning a pageant or landing a job that you're looking at, but very rarely are they big things. Usually those big things are because we've been doing this small, mundane things every single day, day in and day out in our behaviors. So take a couple moments tonight to either write down some fence posts or around your kitchen table if you're with a family tonight or with a friend, talk about the things that you have accomplished. So if you ever hear me talking about fence posts now, you'll know what that is.